Madison Avenue in America knows that people are influenced greatly by the prettiness of the package. And there's nothing wrong with that, but not solely dependent on who has the prettiest kit. It's important to have a good bag, particularly if you're on the road and things like that. First responders know that. They buy good things because they're going to have to be hauling them around. But the packaging is not the most important thing. It's what's in it. Shelf life is important. Having things with honest shelf lives that you can depend on. In a medical kit, for example, and in that specific thing you should have a medical kit that, as I mentioned, have the ability to stop heavy bleeding. If you buy one that has 10 Band-Aids and 3 half Band-Aids, that's just not going to cut it in the difficult time. So to think in terms of worst case scenario is also important. Okay, am I going to be able to stop bleeding with this? Is there enough water in this to support me? Is there enough food to support us? We talked a little earlier, and it's worth repeating, on sanitation. How am I going to deal with sanitation, particularly if I'm in an urban environment? What am I going to do? What's a company going to do with their waste? If you're in a rural section, you got a shovel, a little lime, takes care of it very, very easily. So you can kind of sense a quality. We make a little demo unit on our 1, 2, and 4 person kits that we take when we do these shows, and we show them specifically. We lay it out. This is what's in it. This is why it's in it. In another one on lighting, having 2 or 3 sources. You got light sticks and maybe some type of crank or solar radio that you can look at. Those are becoming more popular. In the early days, most of that stuff was junk, but now we're starting to see some quality solar and quality crank ways of powering. That's enough. If you can find power that doesn't depend on our normal power in that arena. Being warm is very important. Having hand warmers, things like that can take you for a season. But the quality, I think the best way is go and also take a look at different kits and see the list that's in them and see how much description they give you on it. If there's good, solid description, then you can probably depend that these people have thought it through and they've looked and they've given you. They'll tell you how thick the rope is, what kind of rope it is, how long it is, for example. That's often a good sign of quality, of how much detail the vendor will give you.